What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Guys, today we are hopping right back into our series reacting to all of Tim Hansen's map analysis episodes. We're hopping into our third episode, Shi No Numa. If you guys haven't seen the first two episodes, Verrucht and Nocturne Toten, I recommend you guys go check those out. They're on my channel. Let's hop into this, guys.
A meteor containing element 115 crashes into the Rising Sun facility in Japan. Division 9 and Group 935 research and experiment with this element only to create a horde of the undead. This dark, desolate swamp would be referred to as Shi No Numa, Japanese for Swamp of Death. Shi No Numa marks the beginning of the ultimate storyline. The four original characters.
Oh yeah, we got a lot of firsts in this map, guys. We got the characters. I'm sure he's going to talk about it all. Their wonder weapons, monkey bombs, I'm pretty sure. What were some other ones that were firsts in here? I know we just got a lot of stuff going on in this map that makes it super important to the series.
Characters Dempsey, Richtofen, Takio, and Nikolai.
I am excited to get through these World at War episodes, though. I want to move on to the other maps.
Diary. For Richtofen, this was step one of many.
We're going to stick to it and keep doing them in order.
Of ruling the world. He would swap souls with Samantha and control the zombies through ether, and his three allies would tag along with him to fight off the zombies. To achieve this, Shi No Numa is undoubtedly...
I'm going to be honest, I honestly didn't know that that was the whole point of Shi No Numa was to recover the diary. I knew that the diary was there. I actually have a video of that on my channel too, of where Richtofen's diary is, where you can find that in the map. I knew it was there. I guess I didn't know that was the main point of this map.
One of the most important maps in the zombie storyline, but is for some reason severely overlooked. Everyone seems to acknowledge its significance,
I love Shi No Numa.
When discussing with each other what
I try not to overlook it. I love Shi No Numa a lot.
It never makes a top 5, a top 10. Hell, even a top 15. This
yeah,
always
probably
seems
wouldn't
to be
make it there for me
very
either.
low. And I understand that it's a World at War map. It's very primitive, and there isn't much to work with. But other World at War maps seem to be discussed far more frequently than this one. I ran a poll on Twitter asking you guys what your favorite World at War map was, and of course, Darish ran away with it. It's my favorite.
What's your guys' favorite World at War map? Which one of these? Nocturne, Toten, Verrucht, or Shi No Numa? For me, it's kind of hard saying, but you know, those top two winners there right there would probably go toe-to-toe in my top two, maybe Shi No Numa a little bit over Verrucht, but I think when it all comes down to it, I'm going to agree with the majority here and say that Darish is probably the better of the four.
Favorite in a lot of yours as well, but I expected a slight increase with each map. It turns out that Shi No Numa essentially tied for dead last with the most primitive map ever in Noct. And a lot of the replies were people saying Shi No Numa is slept on, it's underrated, and that got me thinking it possibly is the most underrated map ever. So today we're going to analyze Shi No Numa and bring some light to it. Real quick, definitely follow me.
Let me check this quality real quick. Yeah, we're in 720. I could go 1080. I just don't want to run into any problems with recording it, so
because they do shape videos like this. Every Sunday night, I post an analysis of a zombie's map, so definitely subscribe to keep up with that, and leave a like if you want more of these. Like every World at War map.
Okay, we already know he's gonna do more of them, but guys, oh shoot, I just skipped like all of the video. Oh shoot, we are like right here. All right, I was gonna go leave a like. You guys should do the same. Make sure you go check out Tim Hansen, guys. Tim Hansen, go leave a like on the video.
So today we're going to analyze Shi No Numa and bring some light to it. Real quick, definitely follow me on Twitter if you want to participate in polls like this, because they do shape videos like this. Every Sunday night I post an analysis of a zombies map, so definitely subscribe to keep up with that, and leave a like if you want more.
We've been kind of infrequent on our uploads,
the atmosphere is spooky.
We'll try to keep them coming at least once a week.
Eeriness to it. Verrucht is the scariest map ever. Nocturne Toten is just below that, and even Darish, with all the research that's going on there, is disturbing. Shi No Numa's atmosphere is terrifying as well. Whether it's the bloodstains all over the walls, or the maggots crawling all over the ground, or the fog surrounding the entire area. This zombie-infested, bug-infested, dark...
They just kept getting it right with atmosphere. With Nocturne Toten, scary. Verrucht, even scarier. Shi No Numa, I don't know if it's scarier. I mean, I don't know if it's scarier than Verrucht, but for sure it has the atmosphere. I mean, like you just said, the fog, the maggots, the swampy atmosphere. Dude, the zombies themselves, I mean,
foggy swamp is innately scary to us. Not to mention, it's in a remote location far away from the rest of society, making you feel isolated. When you walk around this map, you feel death. And if a developer can achieve that, they've done a damn good job. This environment was also a breath of fresh air. Every other World at War map took place in Germany, except for Shi No. It took us to a unique location and gave us a new vibe. The wilderness gave us a new perspective on what zombies could feel like. Seeing the zombies submerge from the water and protrude out of the mud made me feel very get uncomfortable.
The animations
in,
in this map is
Shi No Numa
awesome.
did just as good as any other map. It distinguished itself from the rest of them. And along with that, the map design was special. Instead of being just a building, it was a central hut that would branch off into 4 different sections of the map. You had the doctor's quarters, the comm room, the fishing hut, and the storage hut. Aesthetically, they were very similar and just about the same size, but they varied slightly. Man,
it's not my
pathways you took and the designs.
It's not my quality because we're at 720, but wow. I don't know. Let's see if because that gameplay was wild. Let's see here.
Of the hut in each location. Each of these 4 locations had something unique about them.
It's probably just his gameplay.
For example, the comm room is the easiest to train in. The fishing hut has the flogger,
I was trying to make it better for you guys, but ooh, the flogger, guys, easily probably my favorite trap in zombies. Like if I had to think of and compare all the different traps in zombies, the flogger, so good, so unique. I love it. I love it so much. What's your guys' favorite trap? Leave it down in the comments.
Had the new transportation system in the zip line, and the storage unit had the actual meteor that
There's
crashed.
your meteor, 115 meteor, guys. Cool fact. I know I keep pausing the video, but cool fact. If you subscribe to my channel on Twitch, the little sticker badges are 115 meteors.
Was random perks.
Very cool.
Instead of the Perca-Cola machines being in distinguished locations, they would alternate through each game.
I do like that. I do like the random
another
perks.
One would contain Jug,
like
another
that,
one
I love that.
And another one Quick Revive. They would change up every game, so you never knew which room you wanted to go to first.
Anything to give you more playability on the map.
And I think
a reason to keep spawning into that map. Instead of going into
one area to train for the whole game, you had to move around. You had to open up the entirety of the map and spend a minimal amount of time in each location, whether you liked it or not. And oddly enough, there was no power switch to turn these on. You just had to get
Peter
there.
McCain
mystery box
hanging
was
from
also
the ceiling
around, and there was an electric trap in each hut. Oftentimes, a perk would decrease or increase the value of a specific area of the map. The comm room could be the most valuable spot on the map with Jug in one game, but in the next game could be the least valuable with, let's say, Double Tap. It was a combo of randomization and personal preference that ultimately made you experience the entirety of Shi No Numa. Does everyone love random perk spawn? Absolutely not. Some people find it irritating.
I was about to say, I was literally just about to say that. It's hit or miss with some people. You either love the random spawns for the perks or you don't. I personally love anything that's random in zombies just because that's the way zombies started. So like I don't know, I've always been kind of a RNG fan in zombies, at least.
But for a map on this scale, I find it healthy. It's not like you're going out of your way to get the perk you want. You're just opening up the map. Shi No Numa provided a formula that many maps would follow later on. Instead of being complacent in one building like the previous 2 maps, Shi No Numa encouraged you to explore. And on a map with tons of space that encouraged you to move around, naturally training would become relevant. Running around and hoarding up zombies would become a bona fide strategy.
Awesome.
Back in 2008, not many people were doing it, but eventually it would catch fire. And this is where it started. A new method of survival became possible on a map like Shi No Numa, whereas previously you had to camp. This innovative design and unique atmosphere.
This one was just a fun one all around to load in with your friends too, because if you had 4 players, it was just chaos. Someone downs in one of the quarters and you have to go save them. Most of the time you're taking all 3 guys with you because you have to cover.
Now that we've discussed the design and the atmosphere, let's talk a little bit about the raw gameplay. We still hadn't uncovered Pack-a-Punch quite yet, but we have the next best thing in a wonder weapon called the Wonderwaff DG2, the first genuine wonder weapon. We had the ray gun in the previous 2 maps, but admittedly wasn't very good with the splash damage. And the ray gun's damage wouldn't take too long to drop off, but the Wonderwaff was an infinite damage wonder weapon. You shot an electrical charge at a zombie, which would then link to others in a chain of electric.
That's another thing. I think we said that at the beginning of the episode with all the new features that were coming in Shi No Numa, the Wonderwaff being one of them. S tier. Well, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and be bold and say it. S-tier wonder weapon.
This could kill zombies up to any round you ever got to, which now we're very familiar with. But back in the day when this first released, it was mind-blowing. Carrying around this gun was like carrying around Zeus himself. You were a god walking amongst men with this wonder weapon, and when you got it out of the mystery box, it was the single greatest feeling ever. Instead of sitting in a corner blasting your ray gun as long as it would last, you could now run around and shoot the Wonderwaff, which was a brand new friggin' concept. Along with the first wonder weapon ever came the flogger, which was...
It's funny though, because the Wonderwaff, the aesthetic of it at least, does not match Shi No Numa at all. The electricity and no way that matches Shi No Numa. Perfect wonder weapon for Darice though. Perfect wonder weapon for Darice. What do you guys think would be a good wonder weapon that matches the theme and aesthetic of Shi No Numa?
Oh, it's badass, man. I mean, this thing is so fun to use. It's the most unique trap ever. I would try to explain it to you, but it's simply too difficult to put into words. It's just so satisfying to see the zombies run through here and just get blasted. I mean,
they go flying.
These two methods of killing zombies empowered you. It made you feel bigger and meaner than you ever were. You went from defending yourself from the zombies to attacking the zombies. At this point, we were becoming comfortable. Killing zombies was becoming easier.
Killing zombies was no problem.
Around 5, 6, or 7.
True.
And you heard this.
Shit. That's all I have to say.
Of course, after playing zombies for a decade, hearing this is no longer alarming, but hearing it for the first time, bricks were shat. I mean, when I heard this noise for the first time, my heart dropped. I had no idea what was going on. And then I saw hellhounds.
I honestly don't even remember how I felt the first time I heard that. I remember my first time spawning into a game of zombies. I don't remember, however, my first experience with dogs. I, too, was probably scared shitless, not knowing what was going on.
Sprinting after me. These giant beasts, in World at War,
if the sprinters in Verrückt weren't enough,
and they were super
if the sprinters in Verrückt weren't bad enough,
when the sky became bright
dogs,
and the map became silent, you knew that the hellhounds were coming up. If you managed to survive through the wave, you were rewarded with a max ammo. Again, in 2019, this is a very simple concept, but back in the day when it was first launched, everyone was alarmed. Hellhounds set the standard for boss zombies in future maps. In fact, when referring to most boss zombies on most maps, we use the Hellhound trademark, if you will. We call it the dog round. Fighting off these dogs was legitimately terrifying.
Don't worry, guys, we'll get a max ammo on the dog round.
Playing this map in my dark room as a young boy, very late at night,
2 rounds till dog round.
I definitively remember one time actually shaking. Something as simple as Hellhounds added so much to Shi No Numa, and it was so revolutionary. Now, of course, there are 3 different versions of Shi No Numa. You have the
Hellhounds actually did kind of fit the aesthetic of this map.
So when talking about the gameplay and the difficulty of the map, it is inconsistent and it varies. World at War Shi No Numa is the single easiest map of all time for one reason, and that's because there was a cap on how many zombies can spawn in per round.
24.
24. So essentially 1 or 2
24 zombies. If you didn't know that, that's why the world record on this map is so insane.
End a round, and getting a max ammo every 5 rounds assures that you're going to have pretty much unlimited ammo, therefore unlimited rounds. Black Ops 1 is definitely the most difficult version of the 3 because it took away those problems in World at War. It added mule kick, but it was very difficult because you'd be running out of ammo much faster. In the Zombies Chronicles version, you had the Wonder Fizz machine along with the Ray Gun Mark II, and you could pack a punch guns and everything with Gobble Gum, so it became infinitely easier. In terms of raw gameplay, it is a fairly challenging
Shi No Numa
attempt, but because of the glitches and the
so much better.
Pack a punch and all that kind of stuff, it was watered down to a pretty mindless high round attempt. So I would say if you want to experience the real Shi No Numa, I'd play the Black Ops 1 version because that's the most difficult version. World at War is simply too old and buggy, and Black Ops 3 is too advanced and has too many overpowered features.
Fair enough.
Black Ops 1 is definitely the experience you're going to want. But
Black
largely
Ops 1,
amongst all 3 of them, they all share the same atmosphere, the same vibe, and the same terrifying concept. Shi No Numa innovated. Shi No Numa is simplistic and easy to understand. Shi No Numa is challenging in some respects and easier in others. Shi No Numa is unique. The atmosphere of Shi No Numa stands out. Aside from the obvious
if you like Shi No Numa.
Checkmarked everything.
Leave a like right now if you like Shi No Numa.
When anyone explains to me why they don't like this map, it always revolves around the atmosphere, which I totally understand. It's not for everybody. Everyone has their own personal preferences and their own play styles, and for some people, Shi No Numa does not fit that. And if I'm being honest, it probably doesn't make my top 10 list. And I think this map is very underrated.
I do too. I think it's underrated. I think it's good.
In Call of Duty Zombies. It reinforces a lot of what we like about zombies in a very old-fashioned way.
Pretty underrated
maps. That's what I enjoy. I know a lot of people out there don't particularly care about this map and rolled their eyes upon seeing the title.
I care about it.
It's a very divisive map. If I ran a poll right now, about 50% of you would say you like it, and another 50% of you would say you don't. I think if you look at this map objectively, it is definitely not a top 5 worst map ever in terms of design and atmosphere and all that. And I know there are some other underrated maps. I know Nick Zara made a video about Die Rise being the most underrated map, and that's all fine and dandy. But I've noticed that when talking about maps,
but Die Rise has a reason to be
kind of doesn't get enough discussion. So Here's
be
your
negative
discussion.
towards,
Guys,
I
let me know
guess.
what you think
Shi
of
No Numa
Numa
doesn't
below in the
deserve
comment
really
section.
much of its
course,
hate.
leave a like if you want this going forward,
I
and
do,
subscribe
Tim.
so you don't miss it.
Subscribe
also, big
to
thanks
Tim.
to Claystar for some of the World at War gameplay. He's a lifesaver.
Shout out
check him out.
for
His
the
link is
gameplay
in the description. Doris is going
go
to be the
video,
next
check him
episode.
out. Guys, thank you so much for tuning into the channel for yet another episode. Doris is up next. We'll see you in the next one, guys. Peace out.